Good God, this series just keeps getting better and better. I just finished watching today's episode of Samurai Jack, and wow. I simply loved it. I really did. Sorry. Hello everyone, Mega Man NG here, and this week we're going to be talking about the Samurai Jack episode XCIV. I will be providing a summary, as well as my thoughts on this. This review won't be long since I also have to do the TMNT review. Alrighty then, let us begin. Jack's still going down the river, blood trickling through. Sure, he's immortal, but it has to end at some point. However, the daughters of Aku are still on his trail. Not a good sign. But Jack eventually realizes that there has to be a limit to how much this can last. So he decides to take the fight to them, but not before he gives them a warning. Leave now, or stay and face your destiny. Guess what choice they make? Yeah, what follows was an amazing fight that is without a doubt insane. But overall, I really love this episode because there's just so many good things about it. I mean, for starters, not only was there a lot of action, and believe me, there was bloodshed aplenty, there was also some bits of emotional tension and psychological insanity. I mean, like, for example, in that one part of the episode where Jack's lying down, for example, in the beginning, like, there was one scene that Jack pulled the sword out, and one part of me just made me scared, and I'm like, good God. Good freaking God, Jack did it. I mean, yeah, he's still reeling over the fact he killed somebody. Yes, last episode he killed a woman, one of the daughters of Aku. And now he has to live with the consequences. And you get to see a version of Jack that's just picking on him for what happened. That they weren't robots. They were real people. And this is the first time that happened. Now, before this, basically the previous seasons, Jack never killed anybody. He kills robots because, remember, it's a cartoon show for kids back then. But now, the gloves come off. Plus 50 years have passed and Jack's at this point where he just doesn't give a damn. And still reeling from it, he decides, enough's enough. Really is. So, what followed was an insanely addictive fight scene between the daughters and Jack. And little by little, Jack was able to beat them down. Yes, he kills them, but good God, how it's done is just so brutal. You can't help but wonder how much more Jack can take. But it eventually led to a 3-on-1 fight at the end, like a mountaintop, and the tree branch is all that remains. And it was an insane fight, it really was. Eventually to the point where Jack's like, he removes the chains, he's like not giving a damn and just lets go. I mean, Jack had enough, and the end of the episode was just a nice cliffhanger to set up for the next one. I just only hope he survives. Now, besides that, there were also a lot of other good things about the episode. Like, for example, the scene when Jack and the wolf. Jack bonding with the wolf was one of the most heartwarming scenes ever. Especially when they encounter each other. You see them covered in blood. Like, in a black background, you see like red trickles of blood on Jack as well as the wolf. And it was very well done. The presentation was just amazing. But as time went on and the two bond, it becomes very heartwarming. And I thought the wolf died. But it turned out he survived. It was really an emotional scene that really helped up the episode considerably. I mean, I can't find anything negative about it, but there is one other thing. It's just that there was also a flashback of young Jack playing, and then he sees his father fighting to survive, and he was forced to kill. Like, some of the blood ended up in his face. And you can't help but feel scared. You can't help but feel scared and wonder if it's going to be the same thing for Jack. Especially since at the end of the flashback, his father was cleaning up the blood and provided him some useful advice. That every choice always followed with a consequence and you have to live with that. It's a very powerful message and it's very well done. Genndy and the crew just nailed it yet again. I mean, I couldn't find anything negative with the episode because this episode just nails it. I really love the animation. I really love the fighting, the action. Everything about it was just pretty awesome. And there was another favorite moment I liked, like during the chase scene, all you saw was just covered in white. And Jack and everybody else, it's what like stands out. And it was a pretty well done because it added so much atmosphere. It added atmosphere and it makes you wonder what's going to happen next. And as the fog disappears, you see that Jack has the high ground compared to the assassins. And what follows were like insane amount of fighting. And yes, people do die. Jack now starts killing people. Not to say that it's bad, but by this point, after enduring for 50 years, he just doesn't care anymore. All he wants to do is just to survive. Let's only hope that Jack can be able to reach his journey, because we're now at episode 3, only 7 to go. So my rating for this episode is a perfect 10. I mean, wow, I love this episode. I really did. It was just another well done one. Very well done. But instead of always all talking like it was last week with Aku's psyche and everything, this week was all about action, and the action is through the roof. I love it a lot, and I really hope these guys can keep it up. The preview for next week will be quite interesting. Jack having to cross through like a pool full of acid. I really am looking forward to this episode big time, and I hope you guys are too. So yeah, I don't have much else to say other than the episode was a blast. I loved it. It was amazing. Gets a solid 10 from me, and I look forward to the next one. So yeah, that's pretty much it for my review of Samurai Jack. This one isn't as long because trying to do it at 12:30 in the morning isn't going to help me much. But what can you do when an episode like that is just that dang good? I loved it. I really, really loved it. So that's it for this review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, please be sure to hit the like button. It really does mean a lot to me. And it really shows that you guys do care about what I do. Whether it be doing this, TMNT reviews, or Let's Plays. Which sadly, my playthroughs aren't doing that well. But these certainly are. And that makes me very happy. Alright, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. This is Mega Man NG signing off. See you next week for the next episode, XCIV. Peace out.